What if your closest allies weren't who they seemed? What if the very technology meant to protect humanity could be twisted into the greatest threat Earth has ever faced? And what if the only one who could stop it was a teenager with the power to become something more than human? Today we dive into the high-stakes, action-packed world of Ben 10, Alien Swarm. The story begins in Bellwood, where Kevin Levin steps into a grimy warehouse to meet a group of rough bikers. These bikers are holding something dangerous, a briefcase full of strange alien chips. Kevin studies them closely and realizes they're far more advanced than anything he's seen before. Just then, his friends arrive. Ben Tennyson, the teenage hero wielding the legendary Omnitrix, and Gwen, his sharp and powerful cousin. But something is immediately off. The moment Ben gets near the chips, the Omnitrix begins to malfunction. As though the alien technology is alive and reacting to him, the bikers look unsettled. Before anyone can question further, a mysterious motorcyclist steps inside. She pulls off her helmet, revealing Elena, a girl from Ben's past and a former plumber herself, part of the intergalactic peacekeeping force. She warns them that her father Victor has gone missing. But what Ben doesn't realize is that this reunion is only the beginning of a nightmare, because in the shadows a stranger is watching. With a flick of his power, the chips spring to life, bursting free from their tubes, swirling like a living swarm. The warehouse erupts into chaos. Ben slams the Omnitrix, but the interference blocks his transformation. Forced to fight as a human, he swings a metal rod wildly, smashing through the swarm. Gwen unleashes a surge of glowing energy, blasting them back, while Kevin absorbs steel from the walls and strikes with brute force. But the chips keep multiplying. The bikers panic and flee the warehouse, abandoning the deal altogether. Finally, the Omnitrix stabilizes, and Ben transforms into Big Chill. With icy breath, he freezes the swarm solid, shattering the chips into pieces. Victory seems close until they notice both the mysterious controller and Elena have vanished. Suspicion brews immediately. Kevin insists Elena set them up, luring them into a trap. Gwen stays cautious, but Ben refuses to believe it. Back at Grandpa Max's lab, the captured chip reveals something chilling. It's not just technology, it's a living nanomachine. Gwen points out how organized the attack had been, like a hive following orders. Before they can dig deeper, an alarm blares. Someone has broken into the lab. It's Elena. She rushes in, begging for their help to find her father. But Max's face hardens. He recognizes her instantly, and his history with her family runs deep. Years ago, her father Victor was one of the most promising plumbers Max had ever trained, so skilled that Max once considered naming him as his successor. But then Victor was caught stealing alien technology from the vault, these very chips. He was expelled in disgrace and vanished, leaving behind betrayal and unanswered questions. Elena, fighting back tears, insists her father wasn't the villain Max painted him to be. Ben sides with her, arguing that the truth may be more complicated than they realize. Against orders, he storms out to help her. That decision will change the fate of the world. Meanwhile, the truth begins to unfold on the dark city streets. Victor, very much alive, walks calmly through the night. When confronted by thugs, he doesn't flinch. He simply releases a cloud of alien chips, which burrow into their skin, seizing their bodies like parasites. In moments, the men are transformed into mindless drones, puppets under Victor's control. Ben and Elena investigate the origins of the chips, stumbling upon Victor's hidden lab. His notebooks cover the walls filled with warnings about the swarm and their queen. It becomes clear, he wasn't stealing technology for power, he was studying it. But before they can unravel his work further, they're surrounded by infected humans. Their eyes glow eerily as they chant about serving the queen. With the Omnitrix unstable, Ben overloads it, unleashing a desperate energy blast to break them free. It works, but barely. Outside, Elena nearly crashes her motorcycle during their escape, forcing Ben to risk himself to pull her to safety. The bond between them grows. Meanwhile, Gwen and Kevin uncover a long-buried interrogation video. In it, Victor pleads with Max, insisting the chips are alive, warning that if they spread, they would consume the entire world. Max never believed him, but now with undeniable evidence, Gwen and Kevin realize Victor might have been telling the truth all along. In a distribution center crawling with infected workers, Gwen and Kevin barely survive a terrifying car chase as the chips merge into massive rolling balls of nanotech, smashing everything in their path. Kevin drives like a madman, dodging attacks until Ben arrives in his alien form Humongosaur. With sheer brute strength, he smashes through the swarm, finally giving them a chance to regroup. Back in the lab, Max confirms their worst fears. The swarm isn't just spreading, it's colonizing. They don't just want to control humans, they want Earth itself. And when a stray chip infects Max, he turns on the team, confirming what they dreaded all along: infiltration, domination. Though they subdue him, Max escapes into the shadows. All signs point to the source, the Queen herself. Tracing the energy signature leads them to a massive hub, the heart of the swarm's network. But what they find is horrifying. Thousands of infected workers, including Max and Victor, are preparing for global release. At the center, Victor churns out endless chips, his body twitching under their influence. Kevin demands they end it, destroy Victor to destroy the Queen. Gwen warns that if the Omnitrix is compromised, the Queen could seize control of Ben himself, turning Earth's protector into its executioner. But Ben refuses to kill. He believes there's another way. And here's where the story delivers its boldest twist. The Omnitrix has scanned the swarm's DNA, unlocking a new alien form, nanomech. Ben transforms, shrinking to microscopic size, entering Victor's very body to face the Queen herself. Inside, a nightmarish battlefield unfolds. The Queen is colossal, a monstrous fusion of technology with nanotech tendrils entwined around Victor's nervous system. She lashes out at Ben, trying to enslave his will. Outside, Gwen, Kevin, and Elena fend off waves of drones, fighting tooth and nail as chaos erupts around them. If you were Ben in this moment, trapped inside a man's body, face to face with a mind-controlling queen, would you risk everything to fight her or retreat to save yourself? Tell me in the comments, I'm curious. Anyway, back to the recap. The battle inside rages. With every ounce of determination, he unleashes Nanomech's energy in a devastating strike, piercing straight through the Queen's core. She screams, collapses, and shatters. At once, the swarm disintegrates worldwide. The infected are freed, millions of lives restored. Outside, Victor collapses, finally liberated from the Queen's grip. Elena rushes to her father's side, tears streaming as she realizes he's alive. Max returns, shaken but proud. Though he scolds Ben for disobedience, he cannot deny the truth. Ben's courage saved not just his family, but the entire planet. For the first time, Max apologizes to Victor. Victor forgives him, and the old friends reconcile. In the aftermath, Elena is welcomed back into the fold. She rejoins the fight against the threats still lurking in the universe. And Ben, he may just be a teenager, but once again, he's proven he's more than just a kid with a watch. He's a hero. And that's Ben 10, Alien Swarm. If you enjoyed this recap, smash that subscribe button, drop a comment about your favorite Ben 10 alien, and check out the other epic stories waiting for you here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next adventure.